If you look at most ancient civilizations, their timelines for the universe were remarkably small. They tended to measure the age of the world in human terms, mapping out histories that stretched back only a few thousand years. But the ancient Hindu texts broke completely from this pattern. Their calculations mapped out a cosmic lifespan measured in billions and trillions of years, describing a reality that exists within an infinite multiverse. Long before the advent of modern astrophysics or the telescope, these texts laid out a detailed mathematical framework. How did an ancient civilization arrive at these staggering numbers? And what exactly do their calculations mirror in our current understanding of the cosmos? These ancient records provide a rigorous, mathematically scaling system that tracks specific cycles of cosmic creation and destruction. To understand the math, we first have to look at the conceptual framework. At the center is Lord Vishnu, who rests on a giant serpent in a cosmic ocean. In this cosmology, Vishnu represents the eternal, never-ending multiverse. From Vishnu's navel blooms a lotus, and from that flower emerges Lord Brahma. Brahma represents the creator of our specific, temporary physical reality. Then there is Lord Shiva, the destroyer. His role is to eventually dissolve this reality, ensuring the infinite cycle continues without interruption. Because Brahma is bound to our specific universe, he has a defined physical lifespan. By calculating his age, we can determine exactly where our reality sits on this vast cosmic timeline. In ancient tables like this manuscript, the baseline cosmic unit is the Mahayuga, roughly 4.32 million solar years. Multiplying this by 71 yields a Manvantar. This 306.7 million year cycle dictates the complete creation and destruction of planetary life. If we look at the geological record, Earth's most devastating mass die-off, the Permian-Triassic extinction, occurred roughly 252 million years ago. The ancient texts state that following the mass destruction of a Manvantar, there is a recovery period, known as a Sandy-Call, lasting about 1.7 million years. Paleontologists currently estimate that it took the Earth roughly 10 million years for biological life to fully recover after the Permian extinction. While the specific figures from modern geology and ancient texts differ, they share a conceptual architecture, a timeline defined by rhythmic mass death, followed by a distinct period of biological recovery. Through this nested mathematical structure, these texts mapped out the violent, epical rhythms of planetary evolution long before we could read the fossil record. Zooming out on this timeline, 14 Manvantars equal 1 Kalp. This 4.32 billion year period represents merely the daytime of Lord Brahma. This mirrors modern isotopic dating, which places Earth's oldest evidence of life at roughly 4.28 billion years ago. A full 24-hour cycle for Brahma, including a night of equal length where no creation takes place, is exactly double that Kalp, totaling 8.64 billion years. At the ultimate scale, the texts state that Brahma will live for exactly 100 universal years, a period known as a Mahakalp. When you calculate 100 years made up of those 8.64 billion year days, you arrive at roughly 311 trillion years for the lifespan of a single universe. Based on the specific coordinates provided in these ancient texts, our current universe is sitting right in the middle of Brahma's lifespan, calculating out to approximately 157 trillion years old. So, what happens at the end of that 311 trillion year cycle when Brahma finally dies? According to the texts, Lord Vishnu simply inhales. That massive breath sucks all existing universes of the multiverse back into his central cosmic form. Then he exhales. With that outgoing breath, thousands of new lotuses bloom, birthing a multitude of new Brahmas and sparking entirely new universes. It means the entirety of our universe's 311 trillion year existence is nothing more than a single passing breath of the ultimate multiverse. Other ancient civilizations did not record mathematical timekeeping on this scale, making these specific Hindu calculations an outlier in the historical record. The famous American astrophysicist and cosmologist Carl Sagan frequently pointed out this anomaly. He noted that Hinduism stands alone among the world's great faiths in its dedication to the idea that the cosmos itself undergoes an infinite number of deaths and rebirths. More importantly, he observed that it is the only religious tradition where the timescales directly correspond to those used in modern scientific cosmology. Thousands of years before we built machines to measure the stars, the human mind successfully conceptualized the infinite. They laid out the math to prove that we, and our entire world, are just a fleeting, beautiful moment in the grand cosmic day of Brahma.